So let's take a look at question 1. Value undefined. So when I see this word in the directions undefined, I'm thinking one and only one thing. Denominator, right? We don't care what's in the numerator tomorrow. Denominator, bottom. Denominator equals 0. Okay, denominator equals 0. So now I take my denominator out. X squared plus 12x plus 32, and I'm going to try to find some x values that make it equal to 0. This is just a factoring problem now. Don't look at the numerator. Cross it out if you want to. So 2 numbers, anybody? Multiply to 32, add to 12? 4 and 8. Yep, positive, positive. That's not my answers though, right? 4 and 8 aren't my answers. You have to take them out. Set them equal to 0 tomorrow. All right, don't say x equals 4, x equals 8. I'm done. X plus 8 equals 0. X plus 4 equals 0. So you end up with 2 answers, right? X equals negative 8 would make it undefined. X equals negative 4. And I'll even go further because I know some of you are hardcore here, and I love it. Love it, some of the effort some of you guys are putting in. You want to make sure you're right tomorrow. All right, remember the store key I showed you? We can do that right now to see if this is actually makes it undefined. Well, as this is pulling up here, what was one of our answers? Negative 8. So everyone type in negative 8. And then you have that arrow button, the store button. It's on the right-hand side, I think. Store it in for X. And then once you have it stored, go back to the original problem and type in the entire fraction. And your calculator should give you an error back if that actually makes it undefined. So negative 8, store, left side, I guess. Store it in for X. And then we'll type in the entire X plus 3 over X squared plus 12X. Plus 32, and yep, I'm good. Now you want to, and what's nice about your calculator is, I don't know if you've ever done this, but you can copy paste. So let's say that other answer, negative 4, so just store that in for X, and you don't need to type the fraction in again, just go up and highlight it. I don't know if anybody knew that, but, and then boom, I feel pretty confident now I got that one right. Okay, we good here, Emma? Okay, good start. Anything else up here from what's going to be on there tomorrow I can go into further detail about, or we can do one as a class? Because the rest, if nobody has anything, by the time all the questions are done, the rest of the time is yours to practice. Let me pick one here because I'm number 7, unusual dividing problem. I just want you to, you're going to see this tomorrow, and I don't want you to freak out. I don't have any on the review, but you're going to see this tomorrow, and I'm just making this up off the fly here. X squared minus 4 over X squared minus 2X plus 24, and then one of these bad boys, 3X plus 6, and then X squared minus X. This is what I mean by unusual. And I have no idea what this comes out to be. Totally just made that up off the top of my head. But I just want you to see this and know what type of problem it is. This is just a fancy way of me writing out what type of problem. This is division, right? That's all this is. You don't like the way this is written? Here you go. That's it right there. Same problem. And now let's review. What do we need to do when we divide? Flip the second one, correct. Flip the second one. All right, and change this to multiplication. Please remember to flip the second one. And then while I'm on this topic here, I put this here, multiply and divide fractions in the same problem. So if I have, let me go to the sheet here. That's what I'm talking about. The only thing that gets flipped is the one right after the division. That's it. Okay, that's the only thing that gets flipped. Even if I did this right here. This one's the only one that gets flipped. The one right after the division. What's up, Kate?
You still flip the division sign?
You still change it to multiplication. Yes, good question. But the only fraction that gets flipped is the one right after the division sign, not the rest of it. Okay, but yes, everything still gets changed to multiplication. All good? Anything else, guys? Your show here. Again, I want to make sure you are ready to go for tomorrow.
Can you do the second one that's on like the...
I'm not sure I understand.
Sorry, Kate. Go ahead.
On the review sheet, the second one?
Yeah, sure. Yep. So let's go to the review sheet, everybody. Where is it here? Find the sum. Yep. Instead, tomorrow, I think it's subtraction. Okay. Instead of, I just put that up there, right? Subtract with unlike denominators, question number 1 tomorrow. This one's an adding, but pretend they're subtracting. Same thing. All right. All right. So we need do I have common denominators? No, you're not going to put 4b squared there tomorrow. You're better than that. We're going to find a common denominator. What number definitely has to go in my common denominator? 3. Everyone agrees a 3 has to go in there because it's a 3 and a 1. Notice they both have b's, right? Which one do I take if I'm doing common denominator? Highest exponent, right? So there is the common denominator. Next, now look at each of these denominators. Let me start with the b. What do I have to multiply by the b to get the 3b squared? What's up, Richie? B, yes, and more. 3b, right? So that's what the 5a is going to get multiplied by, is 3b. So now I have 15ab right there. Is there anything I need to multiply that second denominator by? Nope. So I'm just going to leave it as 2a. And you guys aren't going to stop here tomorrow, right? What can I still take out of both sides? Not both sides, on top. I can take out an a. And I'm left with 15b plus 2 over 3b squared. I cannot, again, you guys know this, I can't cross off the b's, the 15 and the 3, because it's attached with that plus sign. The only thing, if you could, and I can here, is to cross out those, and I can't. That's the only thing you would be allowed to cross out. What's up? And that's it. Yep, that's what I'm expecting tomorrow.
Could you do the next one, just the bottom though?
The bottom of the next one? Sure. So where do I always tell you to start, Paige? GCF, right? All right. I can tell you the bottom one's going to be one you're probably going to have to do twice. Okay. Anything else before? Yep. What's up, Grant? 6. You got it, boss. All right, remember, before we start, I know it's not there, but remember this one right here, b squared minus 6b plus 8, that's over 1. Remember that, because what am I about to do to that fraction? Flip it, right? Because it's a division problem. So when we get to it, I'll just flip it now. 1 over, all right, I'll factor that in a second. What do you want to take out of 3b minus 12? Take out a 3 and be left with b minus 4. B plus 4 on the bottom. And then flip it. I'm going to flip b squared minus 6b plus 8. Anybody know those two numbers? Multiply to positive 8, but add to negative 6. Negative, negative, negative 4, negative 2. And then remember a top and a bottom. So it looks like what? B minus 4. Okay, well, let's talk about this too. Very common mistake always on the first quiz. Are these two opposites right here? No. Why not? What's the sign on the b's? They're not opposite. They're positive. They're both the same, so I cannot cross those out. But I can get rid of those two. And I think that's it, right? All right. So on top, I'm left with a 3. On the bottom, b plus 4 and b minus 2. Questions, comments, any concerns? Anything more too you want to discuss? What's up, Paige?
The top left of the floor.
Okay, why don't we just talk about 4 altogether? All right, let's talk about 4 altogether. All right, look at this tomorrow. First thing, what am I doing in the 2 fractions? Subtracting them, not multiplying, just subtracting. So that means to me, I need a common denominator. Are those 2 common? Are they common? No, right? So I need to, what's it look like you can do to the first denominator? So factor it. All right, if you can factor, when you're adding and subtracting, if you can factor your denominators, go ahead. And I think you can do what here? X minus 6 and X plus 4 as your common denominator. All right, so now, not it, just factoring it. I shouldn't have said common denominator. What is in common now? Look at the 2 fractions. What's in common? X minus 6. And then I got to put in what's left over, which would be X plus 4. So here it is. We feel all right there? All right, now go to each single fraction now. Let's take a look at this one right here. What's this one missing? Anything?
Nothing.
Missing anything? No, so no need to multiply. I just rewrite the numerator. 2x squared plus 8x plus 5. Remember, you do not have to factor, and when you add and subtract, you do not touch the numerators. And what's the next one missing? X plus 4. Anybody gonna have some self-respect here? Why do I say that? I'm not what happens when I multiply? Ethan? Yeah, there's a minus, so I am not going to distribute x. I'm going to distribute negative x, right? Negative x. Be careful there tomorrow. Minus x squared and minus 4x. Yep. All right, let's clean this beast up. X squared plus 4x plus 5. How's that look? My studs in here, looks good. All right, what do you want to, I don't think I can do anything. 2 numbers that multiply to 5 are 5 and 1, but they will never add to positive 4. So we're done. Looks like I can factor that, but I'm not going to come up with the numbers. All right. Yes.
Can you just scroll back into 6 real quick?
Say that again.
Can you just scroll back into 6 real quick?
6, you got it. Good. Anything else, guys? All right. Answer key. Like where all the other answer keys are located, just so you're not confused, the answer key is located under the homework answers. All right. So please have that out as you're doing these problems. The answer key is under homework, just so you can see where it is. I think it's at the very bottom. Everyone see quiz 1, unit 1, quiz review answers. All right. And all my work is there too. All right. So have that opened up as you are working through. All right. I'll come around, help you out, whatever you need. Just get after it for me tomorrow, guys.